Hi everyone, Mary at Espresso Press Design. I'm back. Did you miss me? I hope so. Yeah, I'm back. Sorry it's been so long. I just kind of decided that I'm getting old and I can't go 12 hours a day like I used to, and I had something else that had to be finished by the time my daughter went back to school, which is coming up soon, and I just realized I can't do it all anymore the way I used to. So something had to give, and this channel had to give for a little bit, but I'm back and I'm glad to be back. And you know, some other things happened. We had a flood, and that kind of disrupted the downstairs for a while. And but it's all almost back to normal now. And I hope you'll just give me a few minutes here to show you what I have been doing upstairs. And I have put these on my Shopify. So what I've been doing is I've been making these brooches, which is something I've wanted to do for a long time. It gives me a chance to practice slow stitching, which I find very relaxing, and gives me a chance to use up my fabric cord, which you can't see at the moment, but it's overflowing in its allotted space. And if I want to buy more, which I seem to be always attracted to it, I have to start clearing some out, right? So this goes like this. And what I've done when I started, the pin backs I had I didn't like very much, which were from Hobby Lobby, and I went looking for some other ones, and I found some really nice bronze ones. This one I actually took some plies off of yarn to do the border. And I have two sizes. These ones are smaller. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this packaging system. Here's another small one. And then there's another small one. So the large ones are 2 by 2 and the small ones are 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. And I've also been making some coasters, and they're also on the site. I'm just using all this vintage fabric and making some things, and this is giving me a chance to I have some more here of the way I used to make these, which most people say just leave the threads on the back, but I don't know, I kind of like it covered. So I've been putting it back on them. I have these all over the house. Great for coffee, tea, on my desk, at my bedside. Just gives you a little something extra, a little something handmade and artistic to look at instead of the usual. So that's what I have been doing upstairs, and I've been trying to make at least one a day, and I have had several suggestions to go around to some local shops here and tourist shops, and I've been kind of thinking about how I can get more off the internet and get back into my local artist community, which is something I really missed and something I, after I had my daughter, her activities and just being a parent and school activities and all that kind of stuff takes a lot of your time. So some things get put on the wayside, and one thing that did was, I used to take classes, I used to join local artists co-ops and groups and, county art promotion groups and things like that. And I haven't had time to do that kind of stuff since she was little. So it's kind of something I really wanted to get back to, and I used to teach, and I was thinking maybe I could go back to that maybe too in my house and just have more connections with offline the way I used to, because it's something that I have missed. So, okay, all that being said, I also decided I would like to try to make some new painty papers and get better at it. In a way, I haven't been too happy with them lately. They're a little too messy, or I don't know. I would just like them to be a little better. So I'm going to do that today, and I have some foam stamps, and I have some gouache, and I have some water, and I have a palette, and I have some papers here that already have a background that's not terrible but not great, so you see what I mean. They could use a little something, I think. So that's just what I'm going to do today to get back into the groove of paper again. Paper and paint and water and messy and glue and back to everything. And I do have a friend that wants a journal, so I hope to get started on that, and we'll see how that goes. I have a new binding I would kind of like to try, so I think I'm going to give it a try. So I think I'm going to go bright and opposite today, and I saw an example of this, and what they did is they had some designs like this, and then they alternated the sizes of the squares. So let's give that a try. And I'm using gouache because I thought one of the things I like about other people's papers is, of course, they use the gel plate and they use the acrylic, and I'm just not a fan of acrylic. I don't know. I just, when things get too involved and too much cleaning, I'm just not a fan. Because I kind of feel like when I'm down here, I want to relax, and if I want to clean, I can stay upstairs and clean. Ooh, see what I mean? So that's kind of given me the effect of acrylic without the mess. So I'm just going to do this. Theirs was, you know, one color. So I'm just going to do this across the page. I don't know if you're going to want to watch the entire thing, or if I'm going to speed it up, or if we can just sit here and chat a little bit. So I hope you all have been having a nice summer. Ours is nothing to write home about. The weather has just been too weird. And I don't know, maybe I shouldn't complain, but I'm probably going to. It's just been May and June felt like October. This morning felt like October, including the mist or the fog. And then it got hot and you weren't used to it, so it seemed very oppressive, but that didn't last very long. And then it began raining. I think I didn't even put out the lawn furniture this year. Probably the first time in 15 years. I don't know. I can't even remember the last time that didn't happen. And then every day that we've had sun, we've been trying to escape, to at least get out in some nature. And now it's very close to back to school time. And those opportunities are dwindling. So I don't know how she did that. I don't know how she fit everything in there, because her squares seem pretty symmetrical, but I like that better already. So that makes me happy. So I'm hoping to get one more trip in here before she goes back. And then we will be driving back and forth 17 more times. I think this year they are allowed to have their own car, but she doesn't have one, and she can't afford one at the moment, so She did make the dean's lists, which made me very proud and happy. Although we never pushed grades, just do the best she can. Well, the only time I did was when she was young and needed a math tutor. Which I kind of regret because piano had to go for the math tutor. And I would have rather had the piano, because now the piano is sitting there being like a dust catcher. You know how hard it is to get rid of a piano? Maybe I will take it up again, because we both took lessons together. That would be great. The thing I wanted to do most when I was a kid was learn piano. And she'll finally have an art class this year. She was taking art therapy and then it got discontinued. So that's 2 years. She was taking that for a minor and it got discontinued. So that seems like 2 wasted years. 2 expensive wasted years. So she had to switch her minor. And if this starts to get a little dry on you, you can now see, I don't know how she did that because I am not fitting everything that she fit in there on her paper, so I don't know how she must have made her squares proportional when she created them. But I still like it. It's pretty cool. I'm wondering what else I could fit in there. I do have some cardboard here. Maybe I could try that. Let's see if I can get 4 little ones up in that corner. And I don't know how I'm going to clean this off in a hurry. I might have to shut the camera off and go to the sink. And usually I count to 10 when I'm holding those, and I am not going to fit 4 in that corner. So let's see. And this Hobby Lobby gouache is surprisingly pretty good quality. It's very opaque. So it is giving me the look of acrylic without acrylic. And something else I've been thinking of trying for a long time, and that is paste paper. I think that would give me some really nice mixed media paper. I'm wondering if I can color that paste paper with gouache, but usually it's colored with acrylic. So see, hers was kind of like that. So I'm just going to have to see what I can fit in here. I already like that a lot better. Oops. Okay. Let me see. I measured that paint out pretty well. Okay. Let me see if this will make a pattern. Not sure. Not much, but let me see. Yep, I'm back. Paint all over the table, all over my hands. Yes, already I do like that. It's getting soggy, but I think we'll get the whole paper covered with something. Let's just get off what we can. Okay. Already I'm much happier. There we go. I like that much better than before. Okay. Where are we? 25. I should be able to get another one started here. I have a lot of blue. So let's Let's see how well I can clean this off. Let's just get some off. As much as we can. Just doing this. One thing I'm happy to report, the dog has been getting car trained, and we've managed to take her on some trips. The first 3, I don't know how many times, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've had to lift her in. Well, my husband had to lift her in. She's 64 pounds. I can't lift her. And then I think 2 or 3 times she's gotten in by herself. But she acts like you're taking her to the, I don't know, guillotine or something. So it's been 2 years almost since she's been here, and she's made quite a bit of progress. If you didn't know, she was abused. She was a rescue, twice rescued. Well, she wasn't abused by my brother. She was abused by a previous owner, and then my brother's aide talked him into taking her. But my brother was already in a wheelchair, so he couldn't do much to train her other than get her out of this situation and feed and house her and, you know, give her a better living situation. So when we got her, she was still quite terrified of everything. I don't know what happened. I also can't quite remember what the situation was. So, do I do red, which is, or do I do purple? Or do I do, I think I'm going to try Prussian blue. Well, I already did blue. I wish I had a gray. I'm going to try black. But, anyway, took like 6 months just to get her to come in the house. It took another, who knows how long, to get her leash trained, which now she does really well most of the time. Sometimes she'll still just sit down in the middle of the road and not want to go. But generally, now she walks like she's a service dog. That's how well she walks. And she's a smooth collie. So you know how smart they are. She's very pretty. And I also have this other dog who is old and blind. So I don't think I'm going to take up your entire day. So probably what I'm going to do is speed this part up. And that way I'll get the video to about 35 minutes, hopefully, 35 something, 37 at the most. So I'm just going to stay quiet here and get this covered. Okay, I really like that. It looks like black ink without black ink. So, there we go. Try some pattern paper with gouache. And one thing I want to say about these, they'll be on Shopify, and for a trial period, I thought I would just put them out there and see how well they're received. But I'm going to give it a little bit of time, and if it doesn't go as planned, I'm probably going to be closing Shopify. So just so you are aware, I still have Vintage Supply Company on there. Old rare books, and these specifically. But yeah, I've just been wanting to reduce my presence on the internet because it takes a lot of time, and I'm pretty much retired from graphic design, and I no longer have even a portfolio up anymore, and from here on out it's just working with the clients we already have, and if something happens to fall in my lap because somebody knows me, I'm retired from branding and graphic design. Almost 2027, it will be 30 years. So that's the end of that. So, okay everyone, if you're not happy with your painting papers, get some gouache or acrylic if you like acrylic, and just do some things on top of them with some stamping or painting or whatever, and then try to get them a little more to your liking, which was what my plan is. I have a whole stack of papers I'm not too fond of. So I'm going to finish this today, and I'll see what I get in the photo, and I'm very happy to be back. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and engage. Talk to me in the comments. I truly appreciate it. So okay, you have a great day and a great week, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye.